This portion of Lee Pitts Live is brought to you by Hodges University, educating the leaders of our community for over 20 years.
And we're back, Southwest Florida. Without further ado, we're so delighted to have Moses here in the studio. What a name. Moses is here. And I first met him over there at the Mount Olive AME Church under the leadership of, what's it, pastor name?
I want to say.
Oh, my goodness, Mount Olive AME. Gibbons, Pastor Gibbons, right? Right. Ooh, Pastor Gibbons going to kill me in here. And Moses has written a fabulous book, and we're excited about having you here. Moses, let's bump to it. Dr. Gibbons. All right. Moses, first of all, well, let's go back. The name, Moses. How'd you get it?
Well, actually, my mom, she was about to give me another name.
Right.
And she said, you know, she looked up and my dad was standing there. So she was just like, Moses, and I'm the second. So.
Right. Moses the second. Your dad is Moses the
senior.
That makes perfectly good sense. The book, Faith in Action. I was reading it and I couldn't put it down. It was such a great book. It seems like you did a lot of introspect when you were writing the book. Tell us your thought process of putting your book together.
My thought process, well, it took a lot of prayer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the title in itself, you know, you just can't come up and just start writing about something without having prayer involved. So just through a lot of life experiences, things that I had gone through, things that I was dealing with, because at the time I wrote this book, I was unemployed. So it gave me something to do. When I didn't have a job, I created one for myself. So from that place is where the words came from. It came through that pain.
How did you come up with that title, Faith in Action?
Well, it came through, I was watching a documentary, and in the documentary, it was explaining how art was developed during the Harlem Renaissance and different things during civil rights movement. And it was said that, you know, when the art was created, it wasn't just a depiction of where the people were, but a depiction of where they aspired to be. And I was sitting there and I was like, wow, that's faith. So from that, I was like, okay, that's what it is. It's a vision. It's more than just where I am right now. It's where I also aspire to be. Okay,
we're gonna take a look at your cover of your photo, your book cover on the screen, Rick, if you can. And while we're bumping that up, why don't you read an excerpt to us from your book, if you will?
Okay. It says, faith is something that we all have, regardless of culture or religious belief. As a child, I'm sure that we all can recall times where we were lost in our own imaginations, never really thinking about how we would go about bringing to reality the things that would occupy our minds. Even now, I can still find myself imagining certain accomplishments that I can strive to achieve. Take this book, for example. I imagine writing a book that would inspire its readers to look at life in a way that would push them forward by planning every step through the use of their very own imagination.
Excellent. I'm going to have you autograph this book on TV, have our cameraman get this, so when I sell it on eBay, just write Lee Pitts on there. But while you're autographing that book, tell me what has been the response from the public to your book? Continue to talk.
The responses are, I love your book. I love your book. It was exactly what I needed to hear. I was going through this particular situation, and when I read this book, it just spoke to me exactly for where I was at in life, and it allowed me to get a fresh perspective, to keep going, to not give up, that there is or are people out there waiting for me to show up and be who God called me to be.
Right. Your book covers a variety of areas, but three things that stood out to me was motivation, faith, and religion. How did you blend the three so smoothly as you did in your book?
Well, I am a person of faith. So from that, my personal relationship with Christ. And when I pulled that in and began to say, okay, well, look, I'm getting ready to write this book. I cannot separate my faith from my writing. It's a part of me. It's who I am. So from that place, I began to start writing, and with that conviction, okay, I don't want to put something out there with possibility of bringing harm to somebody else or leading someone astray. Okay, God, I want to write this book, but at the same time, I want to make sure I'm hearing you. I want to make sure what I'm putting in this paper is going to help get people to where you would have them to be in their life.
Who would you say your book is for? Who should read your book?
Well, I have no specific demographic. The book it's for anybody who's old enough to know what trial and tribulation is. And when you come to your wits end and what do I do? I'm frustrated. My back is against the wall. I don't really know. I'm going through this, whatever. Anybody who's at the age to know what trial is.
Abraham was a man of faith. What qualities did Abraham have that gave him that distinction?
Well, one of the biggest qualities he trusts God. Abraham was once a person who was pagan worshiper. He didn't have anything to do with God. He worshiped a false god. But one day God stepped into his life and told him to serve him and to leave his family, to leave everything he knew and to go to a place that he would later show him. And he up and left. Today, we would have all kind of issues with that. Who does that? Who would just up and leave their family, up and leave their city, up and leave everything and just go after a God that just introduced himself in your life?
Outstanding. Moses, I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of what you did in writing this book. I think this is a book that everybody should get out and read. They can go to the number that we have on the screen, the website on the screen, and get more information on your book. And finally, what's your long-term goal now as an author?
My long-term goal is to keep writing. I love to encourage people. So through writing, it's my way of duplicating myself and allowing me to meet people that I may not be able to get a chance to shake hands with.
Okay, so you okay if I sell this for later on for millions on eBay, right?
That's fine. That's fine.
I got that autograph, bro. Bam. Keep up the good work, okay?
Yes, sir. Will do.
Okay, you guys can, if you caught this interview late, you can catch it on YouTube, on the Lee Pitts Live YouTube page. Just type in Moses on Lee Pitts Live.